gonna stop talking. Let's just get into it. This is an updated reading on the video that has been released with Kiely's card going into the water. The Chariot, which is a car, full moon in this, to the Nine of Swords. It's pretty clear here. Car and feeling trapped or being trapped in the car. This Nine of Swords card came out in the last reading. Maybe I should link that video down below. It definitely gives me the energy of, I mean, look at the girl in that image. She's in a fetal position. You could interpret that too as like, now that I'm looking at it through the lens though, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting a lot coming in. She could be passed out in the trunk or unconscious in the trunk, but I'm seeing the shadow now. Right up in here, coming out of the circle. Looks like a face here, like someone has a hoodie on. And this lights are shining in, so I'm interpreting this as somebody driving the car and somebody in the back. Someone fully aware and someone trapped in the trunk of the car. That's actually a mirror. It's broken glass behind this. The shoes, I remember the shoes from the last reading, something about shoes. Like the shoes aren't on the body, so maybe she was barefoot, and that's something that hasn't come out yet. Also, I'm noticing on this, which I didn't notice before, you know, she's in like child's pose almost, but she has her hands crossed over her knees underneath her head, and she's holding on to her one knee, and there's rings on her finger, but the hand almost looks like it doesn't belong to her. Let me look at this Chariot card. I don't remember the Chariot card coming out in the last reading. I'll have to look at it, but it might have. Actually, in this picture, there is like mountains and what appears to be like a temple in the background, and like it looks like a little reservoir here. Let's see what else comes out. I'm always getting this energy of like a dual energy, and I don't know if that means it was just two people or two couples of people, meaning 4 other people involved, 2 other vehicles involved besides her vehicle. I don't know. I just got chills all over for that. So there could be 2 other vehicles involved, so 3 vehicles total. Kiely's car, 2 other vehicles. Which would I guess mean there has to be 2 other individuals driving those vehicles, but I don't feel like those other individuals were alone in those 2 vehicles. This, again, with the light shining down the way that it is, it feels to me as if, yes, like we see lights going into the water, but the way they're angled, it feels like they're shining up and out, you know what I mean? Like if she was pushed in backwards. Do we know if the phone was found yet? I feel like, as you can see here too at the bottom of this, there's a bunch of stuff scattered around. At the bottom looks like mossy, or almost like how the bottom of water could look sometimes. You know, but there's like things scattered around, so I still feel like there is stuff that's missing. Flipped. Page of Swords. Okay. I'm feeling like this is a person who I feel like this is the video, or whoever was in charge of releasing the video or putting out the information about this video that we're all witnessing now coming to light. It almost feels like a distraction. Something purposely to get the attention. Not really a fan of the Page of Swords. To me, this can be just like almost like a stalker, or I'm getting like a person who is manipulating the truth. It's like misinformation, miscommunication, where the energy is coming in like, oh, look at this, and we're thinking it's like, oh my gosh, but really it's on purpose. There's something here too about the timing of it all. Almost like how I feel about the video. Like when this video was discovered, it spread like wildfire, right? Everyone saw it, everyone was taking it, doing their own overlays and all that stuff, and it's like this image behind her. Here is the video, and it spread like wildfire, just exploded on the internet, right? But I think in that, we were also focused on that day, that time, and how it was exactly at 12:33 the last time. The cell phone pinged and this and that. Everyone was trying to find that information for themselves. The website went down, right? It crashed. They took it off the servers. It went back on. Certain cameras started missing. I'm feeling like we all were so caught up in that. It was right in front of our face. We could have just not focused on that moment and focused on the time from that moment till the time that the car was discovered, and seen what was happening within that time frame. Like not just this singular moment, but from here to here, all the space in between there. I feel like the answer was right there in front of us, but we all like missed the mark. Like we were also focused on the piece that was put out, and oh my gosh, can you believe this whole time it was here, and how didn't law enforcement know, and all that. But like, so we know when the car was found, why didn't we watch that day and see if we could see it being pulled out? Was there anybody who went into the water? Was there another night that looked suspicious where maybe there's cars driving around that area all the time. It would be out of the ordinary, but like maybe there was a day between the day we all saw online and the day the car was discovered where you can actually see a car going in. I do have to say, it is kind of like, I understand the logic of like, this cell phone ping was at 12:33 and we see this car going into the water. But Sam says you got a call at 12:36. I'm getting chills. It looks like it's a simple solution, right? Well, there it is, everybody. It's over. We're seeing it go in here. But maybe there was a different night where it looks the same because other cars are going around there all the time. And that would have debunked, like, okay, yeah, it's not actually a car going in, because look, on this side it looks like there's a car goes in, and this side it looks like there's a car goes in, and it has to do with the angle. Something like that. And then we could have seen, like, maybe another night before the car was found there, when it was put there. I don't know, something still just doesn't add up to me. And where's the phone? If Kiely was in the car and the cell phone pinged at 12:33 and then the car really went in at that time, where's her cell phone? It feels a lot like this, like it just, everyone's going crazy over this. And everyone wanted to be the one to like put this out online, like, oh my gosh, look at this, look at this. It's this, it's going in, it's this, that like we missed the opportunity we had to investigate the day she went missing all the way till the day she was found and really look over all of the footage. Actually getting this now that I'm looking at this card. The Chariot. This represents the vehicle. There's a person in there, right? See underneath this magic carpet she's riding on, which I'm feeling like, you know, magic carpet. Is this all like an illusion? Like we're being tricked into believing something? Just like, take this, accept this. This is it. How can you say this isn't it? You know what I mean? But now I'm seeing like this very clear line here. And almost like I want to flip it upside down. There's something. I'm almost feeling like the, you know, like this person sitting on the land and watching the car go in, like witnessing it, but playing a part in it because they're holding these two pawns in their hand, these, which to me feels like two knights because there's a horse, two horses, and they're holding them in each hand, and to me that's like two other cars or two other people. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's an out of a control moment. It actually feels like it's in control. Like, what am I trying to say? Like, it was a plan. I'm just gonna say, was this an accident? And I'm getting chills all over. We got the Ten of Pentacles. To me, I usually feel like this is like legacy. You know, it's kind of like almost inherited wealth or something that was generational. But if you look closely at this card, there's this woman here, and she's holding a red thread in both hands, but it's broken. Like the line has been cut. The thread has been cut. See? It's not connected here and here, but she has it in each of her hands. And then there's just like what appears to be a river of blood. A veil. Some ravens. Is that a skull? And to me, the Ten of Pentacles, if we think about all those things I just said, it's generational, it's legacy, it's inherited, all those things, those are things that are built over time or are planned. Like, it's like your great-grandfather setting things up and being super successful so that generation after generation after generation, you know, those kids were taken care of. Like, that's not something that just happens on accident. It takes a lot of work, planning, energy, and effort to get here. Which makes me feel like that's not accidental, right? Is she the only child? I'm also noticing now behind this woman, there's all these little sparks of light, almost like in the video we've seen, like how it's just a big blob of light. I don't know if you'll be able to see. All behind her, little headlights. Let's see what else wants to come out for that. Four of Pentacles. Again, we have the full moon here. This woman here is sitting on a window, which appears to have water pouring into it. And this energy is, you know, also it's a holding back of this energy. I'm noticing here that the two women in the picture, the woman in the Ten of Pentacles obviously looks a lot older and wiser, mature. This Four of Pentacles energy here definitely feels like a more immature, younger, innocent vibe. But I am noticing there's a veil over this woman's face that is purple, and the hair on the girl in this picture appears to be like a tint of purple. this an energy where someone was trying to hold back this legacy, or because it almost feels like, you know, the four of Pentacles can be like a stingy energy. So how do you go from a 10 to a 4? Is this someone who had all this and then felt like they suddenly don't have enough, so they're holding back, or it's like grasping? It's almost an energy where I'm feeling like desperation. It's someone who I just feel like is in a position who doesn't have enough to give, so they, you know, they're yeah, but like from the 10 to the 4. Did somebody get cut off financially? I don't know. That's what I'm just feeling like. And I have chills all over again. Crawling up my body all the way. They comes all the way up to here, like in my ears. It's crazy. Does somebody get cut off? Because we have this string cut here. Was there some sort of communication with the two ravens there? Because the one raven has the string in its mouth, the other one doesn't. Or there was some sort of communication about a cutting off, or there was some change in finances or money, or to where you went from the 10, the legacy, the generational wealth, the this and that, to the 4 of Pentacles, which is just like, I mean, the girl in the pictures too, like this one, she's, look how she's dressed. She's got this giant headpiece on. This one is kind of bare. It looks like a really nice fancy house, but it's kind of empty. It looks a little dusty, like it needs work. This is so crazy to me, and I don't even know why I'm getting this, guys, and it even feels crazy to think to me. So I don't know if this is just me tapping into the energy of people who are saying like, everyone's making this more than it needs to be. It's not, it's simpler than that. It's not that complicated. Because this feels very much to me like, you know how there's people say that when you reach a certain status, sometimes there needs to be a sacrifice that needs to be made to maintain it. And like in Hollywood, for example, like someone close to them will die, like their mother or their child, something like that, their spouse. And people will say like, that's not an accident. It's to almost maintain this. 10 of Pentacles. I don't know. I don't even like saying that, honestly. Like, I don't even know where this woman's legs are in this picture. Like, where are they? That's like a piece of fabric. It's like she's sitting on a log in the woods. There's just like this bloodbath under her. Like, a lot of blood has been shed. It almost has the feeling to me of like the energy of the land. I'm getting like legacy, generational. Like, there's something about the land and blood. You know how people say like blood diamonds? I'm just getting like blood water. Like, why is this stream bloody? But there's like the red throughout the card, like it's dripping down the trees. The leaves are falling off like it's in autumn. There's almost like a bareness energy to the energy around this woman. Maybe it's like what they've had to sacrifice to achieve this level of status. I'm getting the chills again. Is it really this deep? It's almost got that energy of like, it's too crazy to be real. It's like too crazy to be real life, but like, I don't know. I get what I get, guys. Already 30 minutes into this. The Queen of Cups wanted to jump out. Let's see what else we get. I'm just seeing now, like, this energy is coming in through the window, and it's like flooding the house, and the floor, the feet underneath of her, like, see the floor is flooding. It's almost like the foundation is cracking, but I mean, when I'm asking, like, was this an accident? I'm getting Pentacle cards, which to me is like, that takes a lot of energy and effort. That's like you doing the work. Like, that's not an accident. I'm also getting now, like, maybe this is an energy of someone who has this. It's almost like someone who's really, really wealthy, and you would never know because they wear, like, the same black t-shirt every day, jeans, and, like, New Balance pop sneakers, like dad jeans. I'm almost getting that now, like somebody who has all this, but you would never know by their appearance because they don't show off what they have. They don't show their wealth or their money, or they don't speak about it. It's hidden. Like, maybe only a few people really know. God, my daughter. I'm in my office and my doors are like see-through. I look up and there's just a person standing there. Oh my God, it just... I was not ready for that. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay, we got the King of Swords. It's a king, it's a person. And then we got the Two of Pentacles, which in the last reading, this to me was, you know, there's the car in the background, the Chariot, which was the first card out this time. And here's this girl leaving the chariot behind and walking back into what I perceive to be a party. From me looking at it like this into the camera, it looks like, you know, like a bonfire in the center of trees. She's walking up these steps to that, right? Like, so up a hill, up a mountain, back to a party. So she's coming from a lower level to me. Like, the Chariot is down low. She was down low. Now she's walking up to higher ground, up these steps towards a party. And she's holding two stopwatches. Juggling. But it just means to me something about the time. I think there was something that happened within the time of leaving Kiely in the car to go back to the party, or leaving Kiely in the car. And then we have this character coming in, which hopefully you can see the eyes on this guy. Completely covered, and just imagine you leave your friend in the car, she's not okay, she's a sober up, and this guy comes in. This is an older male. It's a king to me. We could do it in terms of like age of the teenagers, but this is just what maybe they would perceive as, you know when you're younger and you hear like an adult's 30 and you're like, oh, that's so old, but then when you're 30 you're like, 30's so young. It's like the perspective of a teenager's mind, I want to say that. So maybe this person's out of college, adult, early 20s. I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying like that's a possibility, even though it's a king, because I'm trying to see it through like their perspective of what maybe she would perceive as like old at a party that these young kids are hanging out at. But the King of Swords, God, in the low energy, he can be like super cold, super smart and intelligent. He has a skull there, like it appears to be under his arm. He's holding the truth. If we look, the sword, he has the truth. So to me, this is definitely coming across as like the perp, the traitor, the perp. And he's got what it's down into the ground. So it's like, to me, he's not speaking. But again, I'm also noticing when I look at it through this way, like I'm looking at it through the camera, see all the lights behind him? In the purple, there's two there. Like a little over his shoulder, there's two. The other shoulder, there's two that actually appear to be two headlights because they're not on top of each other, they're next to each other. And even in his coat, there's just all these lights. Is this someone moving around in the dark trying to hide? Or like purposely covering up, being in black to kind of go unnoticed walking? There's definitely like an energy. Oh, I wish I could shuffle through this deck and find the King of Wands. It's in the other video of how he appears. But now that I'm looking at it, the King of Wands, from what I remember, he doesn't have a hood on. He has blonde hair. The hood's not up. He could have like a cape or hood or something, but there's blood dripping from his mouth. But he's focused forward, his energy. Like it's like eye on the prize. He sees what he wants. He's going after it. And I mean, he's like vampire energy. Like someone who would prey on another person's energy, but like just be preying on another person. But this is like, I feel like after the fact. Okay, like now he's covered up. We're trying to cover up what happened. I mean, even his hands have gloves on it. It almost appears as if he has makeup under his eyes. You know how football players do that? But I'm pretty sure the King of Wands card, he also has like blue light eyes with the blonde hair, and it's like the same style. I feel like it's like to here. We got this person moving in, okay? But look, as she's leaving the car behind, as she's leaving the chariot behind, look at her face. It's like she's aware of what's going on behind her. Like she's walking away. It's almost like trying not to look. Trying not to look. Now I'm noticing, which I didn't notice before, you see the way that the light, there's a blob of light on top of the chariot, the carriage in the back, like a spotlight almost shining on it. Oh, can I do it? Right here. It's not the moon. What is that? This is the car sinking on the water. This is, to me, something shining light onto it. Let's see her walking away, heading back and up to the party, but she's got that look on her face. Like maybe she's going back to be a distraction. Or she knows who went to keep an eye on her. I'm feeling a little bit of jealousy. Was someone jealous of Kiely? Where she comes from, or her status, or I don't know. It definitely feels like she was being preyed on. There's pumpkins on the ground here. Again, there's a connection with the fall leaves to this Ten of Pentacles. So this could also be the plan. Like, we have a lot of pentacles out. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. This is the plan. This is coming up with the plan. Going back and forth on what to do. Maybe something's going to come out soon because there's something about the leaves and this Ten of Pentacles on the tree. And then this Two of Pentacles, they're on the ground. There's pumpkins here. Also, it's to me, I'm noticing with the cards now, I'm holding this 2 and 10, and I'm saying we have all this physical. This is like earthly things happening, okay? We went from the 10 to the 4 to the 2. So we're going backwards. We're not building up to this Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like the energy is like they were doing all this, trying to keep the energy over here away from this, but we're not just moving forward with it, we're going back, and we're not just going back a little bit, then like when we think, okay, we're gonna stop here, almost like how the video is, it came out, it's like, okay, now we're just all gonna accept this and move on. We clearly can see what appears to be from a mountain over there, this camera, a car going into the water. Everyone even admits when they say that we don't actually know if it's Kiely, but because of the timestamp on the same day, how could it not be her, right? Logically, you should just accept that. But I think people aren't accepting that. So now we're going back a step further. It's like they thought this would just be accepted as like, okay, and moving on. Nope. We're like, now let's go back and look at this. Let's go rewatch this. Let's da-da-da-da. Because now people are questioning like how the 1236 phone call to Sammy. I am noticing now, looking down, all of the energies in the cards in front of me, except one, is pictured as female. I want to say that happened in the last reading. There was just this man, dead center of all this energy, always watching over, always in control. Maybe he is in control of what comes out, the truth, whatever, I don't know. Again, we have these autumn leaves falling. The Knight of Wands. Sorry, I'm just really trying to like connect to the energy in this card. I can't help but notice it seems as if there's some sort of injury on this woman. If you look at like behind her neck, down her shoulder, down the back of her arm, it appears to be like bruising or blood. That's not blood coming from her mouth. It's a piece of hair dangling there. This is interesting. She's looking back over her shoulder, kind of like how this Two of Pentacles is. And she's looking back from what appears to be higher, because she's looking back and like kind of down on an ankle, kind of like this Two of Pentacles is. in the imagery, very different looking people. This one has dark hair, the other one has light hair. I don't know if this is representing another person younger than this King of Swords who was driving the vehicle. I'm almost getting an energy of like being under the control of this person. How like a person would be like if you're in a friend group and you're the oldest and people kind of treat you as that, like the elder of the group or the person who's in charge or like the bully or the mean one. People have like don't really stand up to this person because they're kind of scared of them a little bit. That's kind of the energy I'm getting from this Knight of Wands. Like maybe the Knight of Wands did the action of helping get the car in the water, but it was his plan and he watched, and it was like his idea, but other people actually did the action, if that makes sense. There's one person whose plan it was, and then there's the person who helped, and I feel like they helped out of intimidation or fear or being scared of this King of Swords. Because she's kind of looking back at him like, you happy? It's done. But there's all this fiery energy here. And that's sometimes the energy you could feel like if you could imagine yourself in a moment like that where somebody's like intimidating you or bullying you into doing something, and you have that rush of adrenaline and all that fire lights in you, like the fear of getting caught and who's gonna see it, and just playing in your head what that would mean for you and all of this, and you got this person behind you just like, I'm almost getting that energy of like where someone's like, come on, just do it, hurry up, just do it. And you don't really want to do it, but almost like you feel like you can't say no. You could stand in your power and say no, but sometimes people feel like they don't have a choice. It almost has that vibe, like they're scared of what this person's gonna do. I'm gonna leave that there because I could literally talk forever about this, and I get so trying to tap into this. So do I think that it now, because of the video came out, that this was an accident? No. I'm gonna say still affirm no. I just feel like, yes, we see the obvious, but there's not enough information. I mean, the camera's from fucking forever away, right? Like, how do we really know what that car's doing? Just because someone says, here's this information, and kind of drops a seed, and we all go flock to that to take our attention away from the other time up until the car was found. Like, we should have worked backwards from the time the car was found, night by night, to see what was going on, and then been like, yep, this is the moment, because we've compared it to all the other moments until the car was found. I don't know. Something just doesn't feel right. I feel like the truth is going to come out. It's going to come out. The sun's on the bottom of the deck. I just feel like victory. I don't know. But this ain't it. This definitely was not an accident. I don't see anything here that indicates an accident or something happened suddenly. There's all this planning, all these pentacles. We have information, the person in charge of information, somebody feeling trapped with the Chariot, and then all these pentacles with a person who moves forward with the action of a person who is in charge or has the plan. It's the simplest way I can break down these cards in front of me. I actually will take a picture and put them up like I did on the last one as the thumbnail, so you can see the pictures that I'm looking at. I mean, come to your own interpretation. Right? That's what we do when we're reading tarot. We try to tap in and we get messages through our experiences and try to interpret them as the best way that we can. The sun. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.